Cold night. The lads. Good morning. And it's a very special morning indeed, because today we leave Colorado behind and enter Wyoming. So we will be roughly about 1,500 miles in by that stage. I'll have to double check. I should have checked before I actually started making this vlog. But I think we reached about 1,500 miles with about 1,500 to go. So we've still got a long way. It's just another stepping stone. And it's on to another set of adventures for the three amigos. Actually, there was 5 of us. 2 of the boys leave today. They leave this morning. So we had a beautiful night last night. Ended up camping under the stars. We all cowboy camped. We were all scattered around this paddock, just up behind me up here. We tried to get away from all the down trees that you can see around me. So we had a bit of a clearing. The wind didn't pick up, but my God, the stars! You could see the Milky Way from one horizon the whole way over to the other. The shooting stars were incredible. They were on fire. They were coming down every few minutes. I dare say I've probably seen the guts of about 30 between when I was standing with the boys and when I went to bed. I lay there and actually looked up at the stars for quite some time before I fell asleep. But I woke up around about 4 o'clock, froze solid. So I was just up there making a cup of tea, and Montana shouted across at a distance, and I couldn't hear what he said, but I could see he was holding a lump of ice. So something froze last night. So I definitely need to get a new sleeping bag. And it's just not cutting the mustard at all. It's not keeping me warm enough, and especially when it's going to get colder further north, I definitely have to be more prepared. So I'll have a look in the next town and try and get one ordered out in the next few weeks, because I'm wearing all my layers. I wore all my layers to bed last night, and I don't like doing that because you can't move, and I feel as if I'm suffocating in the middle of the night. But look, it is what it is. I'll get on the ball when I get into Riverside Encampment, which is the next town, which we're going to have bottles of mead there. And I sent myself on a package as well from the last town that we were in, Steamboat Springs. The boys done the same as well. 6 weeks, 6.5 weeks we've spent in Colorado. And what a time it's been. From the very first few steps, where family and friends came down to meet us, the Drinking Horn Meadery crew, Dan the Man, Jess, thanks for the whiskey yet again, and Dan the Man's coming out again soon enough, I think. My sister came down. Thank you very much for chauffeuring us around, well, especially the earlier stages of Colorado. Picked us up in Pagosa twice, and you picked us up in Silverton, I think it's called. It's not Silver City. Silverton, I think it's Silverton. I'll have to double check that. But the stretches, the whole southern San Juans, the whole way to now, Colorado's been incredible. I'm trying to break it down for you. You've seen it yourself. But by the time you see this video, it's probably going to be another month down the line. I think today's the 14th of August. So I fell behind trying to put the vlogs together throughout Colorado, because it was that tough. We're climbing up mountains like that, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, boom, straight up you go. You get about 10 minutes to the top, a storm comes in, you don't even see the storm because it's coming from the other side of the mountain. Storm hits you, get soaked, wind picks up, and then the next thing, all of a sudden, bang, someone flicks a switch and the sun's out again. And then you've got another half an hour, maybe an hour, depending on what time of day it is, and then the next one comes in and hits you. So that's what Colorado was all about. Warm, cold, windy, not windy. Warm, cold, windy, not windy. It was like, jacket on, jacket off, jacket on, jacket off, jacket on, jacket off. But I loved it. I've fallen in love with the mountains again. I knew that when I crossed the Sierras, and I knew that when I went into northern Washington, when I was on the Pacific Crest Trail. I want to live in the mountains, build myself a little log cabin somewhere in the mountains, learn a new set of survival skills, and I don't know, maybe teach some of the survival skills that I know. I know a few already. I've been throwing a tomahawk at a tree, so I'm not far off killing a marmot. The boys were throwing the tomahawk at the tree last night as well as the sun was setting. So we had a few whiskies, and Freewheel cooked up a nice cup of tea at the very end before we went to bed. I was around 10:30, I think. Fingers are getting cold at that stage. But yeah, another milestone, another state number 3. And for my charity, actually, we're almost at €5,000. Hopefully by the time you guys see this vlog, we're almost at 10. But as I said, going through Colorado, I fell behind in the vlog because it was just taking too long to hike some of these sections. We were hiking for 15, 20 miles a day. You were getting to camp at night time, you done your stretching, you set up your tent, you ate your food, and by the time I got into my sleeping bag, I was holding on to my phone, trying to edit the videos. I would fall asleep. I'd be rudely awoken then with the phone hitting me in the face. So it was nearly impossible. And the last few towns as well, we've been going in and leaving again straight away. We haven't been hanging around. We're against the clock at the minute. We've got to get to obviously Canada before the heavy snow comes. I do. I firmly believe it. I believed in everything thus far. I haven't doubted myself one single ounce. Not one single bit. I don't carry any doubt. There's no room for it out here. I firmly believe that the 3 of us are going to make it to Canada without a shadow of a doubt. It will be tough at the end. I know we're going to be walking through snow. I just hope we're not going to be walking through too deep of snow, which is going to slow us down. But we'll meet it face on nonetheless. So it doesn't bother me at all. The only thing that bothers me is my cup of tea's getting cold. It's actually almost freezing now. It still is freezing. It's nippy here. I'm just waiting for the sun to come up over this hill. I'm going to drink the rest of this cold tea. Thanks for the tea bags, Avril. And I'm going to get across this border in the next 6 or 7 hours. And we have some whiskey as well. I've just had my morning bath. In fact, we all had our morning bath. Ice bath, I should say. We just said goodbye to the boys. They've just crossed the river and they are now heading back south towards Steamboat, and we're going to obviously head towards the border. But it's hot, it's exposed, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we go back into the trees soon enough, because we've got a 12-mile stretch, actually a 17-mile stretch with no water coming up, which should be interesting, and we'll be hitting that at the hottest part of the day too. I've just come across a field of raspberries. Hundreds, thousands possibly. I can't stop eating them. Absolutely delicious, and they're everywhere. I've got a funny feeling this might be the last river we see for a while. So we've got this 12-mile stretch now. Actually, got it wrong again. 17-mile stretch with no water. So I'm going to cook up a storm here and hydrate some, and then we're going to make a move over the top of this last pass for the day. Actually, I don't even think it's a pass. We're just going over the top of what's up behind me there now, and it's all downhill to the border. It's a nice way to start off the afternoon hike to the border. I lost the trail again. Went about a half mile off, wasn't paying attention. And now we've got a straight up climb, 4.5 litres of water. And the trail has turned to custard. Loose rock, loose soil, and a sun that's just baking. I got sunburned yesterday. And my pack has been rubbing on it all day, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't get blisters. But look, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna keep on going, try and get up this nightmare of a climb.
And he reset the pins, spin the thing, pulled the lever, and drop it back down. But it was definitely interesting. It's cool, fun, a little more old-fashioned.
It's 7 miles now until the border. So we'll be crossing the border now in a couple of hours. It's just about 5 o'clock in the evening. And we should be there around about 7:30 this evening. So we're going to get one last sunset in Colorado. I actually thought last night that that sunset would have been our last. But we're going to get one more, have a sip of whiskey, and head on into Wyoming and try and find this water that's 4 or 5 miles across the border. So we might be hiking into the night. But even a little Colorado deer popped up and jumped out into the middle of the trail to say goodbye as well. So, but it definitely won't be. It actually definitely won't be a goodbye. I will be back here for sure. I'll be back to roam these mountains once more. Just another few vertical climbs to say goodbye.
Actually, there is a 50-foot climb by the border.
You get your 50-foot climbs, boy. That was an absolute nightmare to come down. I felt every single step in the knees and the ankles. But that is Wyoming out there. And we are less than 2 miles from the border now. Freewheel's up ahead. Montana's just behind. And the sun is setting. Happy days. Almost there. I should be there now in a few minutes. Oh. What a stepping stone. What a stepping stone into Wyoming and into another chapter in this unbelievable experience, journey, story. Unreal. Is this it? We've arrived in Wyoming and what are we going to be now?
Wyoming?
Flatland. What do you got to say about Colorado, boy?
Adios.
Is it him?
Here he comes.
What is it?
You turn that hippie music off, boy.
I'm in Colorado.
You're not in Colorado for much longer, boy.
Take your final breath of that Rocky Mountain hot air.
Ooh.
We did it.
Canada.
All right.
Get you back over that line, boy. It's my state.
It's good to be here finally.
What's that?
We're gonna stop to walk over all these logs.
It would have been a nightmare. Someone's done a good job. We got to the border, which was 18 miles for the day, and we've decided to keep going because we've got to get to the post office because it's only open between 8:30 and 9 tomorrow, and we all have packages there. So at the minute, we're probably about 2 or 3 miles into that night hike, and it is about 11 o'clock because it's taken us probably the guts of 2 hours, maybe 3, to do that last section because there's so many down trees. They're everywhere. It's an absolute nightmare. But look, it is what it is. Another night hike, and the stars are absolutely beautiful again tonight. Stunning.
This is how we die. Oh no, I'm on the other side again.
No, come this way.
Now just under that.
Yeah.
How'd you break your leg, Freewheel?
we've just left our rest spot. It's about 4:30 in the morning now, and we should be getting to the road about 7:30. So by the time we get down here, we will have done, I'm just trying to find my way in the dark here, we will have done 39 miles in less than 24 hours. I'm absolutely shattered right now. I'm tired. I tried to sleep at the top of the pass, but it was too cold. It's absolutely freezing. But the sun's starting to come up as well. The sun is almost up. It was pretty red, but geez, I look tired. We've been hiking now for probably about 20 hours. Actually, sorry, in 1 hour's time, we'll be hiking for 20 hours. So a little bit drained, to be honest with you. Drained, tired. My legs are tired. My back's sore. My hips are sore, and my knees are sore as well. So I'm looking forward to getting down to this highway and getting some rest. Well, somewhere in the town or even on the side of the highway, but we've got to hitch it. We've got to hitch straight into town. Try and get in there for 9 o'clock at the latest before this post office closes. So it is now after 6, probably 6:15, 6:20. But I'm going to keep going. I'm shattered, absolutely shattered. I'm just coming up on the highway now. I'm probably about 0.2 from the road, so I can hear the vehicles. But it's 10 minutes past 8, and we're gonna be cutting it fine to try and get into this town and get to this post office before it closes. But miracles do happen, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get our hands on it. But look, it is what it is. Worst case scenario, we just got to hang around until Monday, until we can get our packages. But I reckon if I get a hitch, I'll probably fall asleep in the back of the car. I'm absolutely exhausted. By the time I get down here now, we'll have walked 22 and a half hours. 22 and a half hours and 39 miles. 18 and a half to the border, and then 20 and a half from the border down to here. So we've done more miles in the dark, climbing across down trees, than we did when we had daylight. So, but I'm shattered, absolutely shattered, starving too. There's cars here now, so at least that's it's a positive sign. Just waiting the boys now. They shouldn't be too far behind me. The sun's nice. The sun is nice. But I'm exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. Completely and utterly exhausted. Made it to the post office. I got my package, but the boys' package, our packages haven't turned up yet, and the meat didn't turn up yet either. So we're going to be here until Monday. It is what it is. We're just going to hang around now, eat some crap food because the restaurant's not open yet, and all we have is a gas station, which is this one. And we've got about 30 minutes to wait, and then we'll be dining. So.
I've never been this tired in my life.
What have you made over there?